everybody, Leighton here, and welcome to another bonus video. It's a bonus video. Yeah. If you didn't watch my writing vlog yesterday, yes, I am in a new place. Yes, I do have natural lighting. This is what happens when I film in my new apartment. But again, don't get used to it because I'm graduating in like 4 weeks. So yeah, just don't get used to it. So for today's video, I have a tag. Let's just hop right into this tag. It is a TSC themed tag, so I'm excited and here for it. Number 1, self-published love. Show some love for a self-published author. Honestly, I haven't read that many books by self-published authors. I'm sorry, I know I'm a disgrace. I'm trying to rectify that, but I'm also trying to just catch up on all of the traditionally published books that I've missed out on in my like 2-year reading slump, so it's a mess. My reading life is a mess right now. But there are definitely self-published authors who I admire because of their videos on AuthorTube, so I'm going to pick one of those. And I don't think I'm supposed to pick Jenna, so we're just going to consider her out of the running for this one, but if she was in the running, this would be her. But I'm going to have to go with Kristen Martin for this one. She gives really great writing advice and life advice and publishing advice. She's just really great for advice, and I love her day in the life vlogs. They're fun and they're relaxing. I think she's such a sweet person, and if I ever met her, I don't know what I'd do, but it would probably include, you know, tearing up a little bit and giving her a hug if she'd accept it. But yeah, I really love her and I admire her, so definitely I'd like to throw out some self-published love to Kristen Martin. You're amazing. If you don't know who she is, I'll link her YouTube channel in the description below. Lots of links to lots of different people's stuff in the description, so you're gonna be all set for the rest of your life as far as content goes. Number 2, fantasy love. Show some love for a fantasy novel / series that influenced / impacted you. Oh gosh, there's so many! So for this one, I'm going to have to go with the cliche answer of Harry Potter. Now, I actually do want to say that Harry Potter isn't my favorite fantasy series of all time. It definitely will forever hold a very special place in my heart, but it's not my favorite. But it definitely did shape me as a person. I mean, my very first book that I'm trying to get published is definitely hardcore influenced by, like, very hardcore influenced by Harry Potter. But yeah, I'm just gonna go with Harry Potter for this one because definitely it shaped me as a human being. I started reading in the 3rd grade and I've been obsessed with it ever since. So it only makes sense to list Harry Potter as a fantasy novel that definitely impacted me. Number 3, true love, a book with healthy relationships. Is it sad that I'm really struggling with this one? I think it's sad.
2 hours later.
Okay, I think I have one, and you do not want to know how long it took me to think of this one. But in The Hate U Give, Star and her boyfriend Chris are freaking adorable. Like OTB Central. Even though the relationship isn't perfect, it's definitely very healthy. They talk to each other, they talk out their problems whenever they have them. Chris definitely makes a very active effort to listen to Star and understand her side of the story and understand, you know, what she's going through. And she even says that he's the only person she can really be her true self around. So that's just, it screams healthy to me. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know what a healthy relationship is, but like, if I could have a Chris in my life, I'd pay money. I'd pay money to have a good, healthy relationship at this point. Number 4, representation, a book with all the diversity. I'm gonna do a tiny cheaty on this one, and I'm going to list my own book that's not even published. Obviously, this just means I need to read more books with more diversity in them. I'm gonna do a little cheaty though and say my book, because I definitely feel like there's a lot of nice diversity. I made it so. I made sure that there was a lot of really nice diversity in my book. All of my really important characters are some kind of diverse in some way. Like, there's racially diverse characters. Like, I have 2 biracial characters, one who is half black and half Caucasian, the other who is half Indian and half Caucasian, and then I also have a fully black character And then I have some LGBT characters that show up later in the series. And I have diversity as far as, you know, wealth goes. Like I have some really wealthy characters and some not so wealthy characters, and I don't know, there's just a lot of diversity in my book. I really worked hard to make it that way because I wanted it to be truer to life than other books that I've read before. But I didn't do it, you know, diverse for the sake of diversity. I definitely tried to make sure that it was realistically diverse and that it was what I wanted. Number 5, Tobias, a book with a gentle warrior. I'd have to say Bobby Pendragon from the Pendragon series. He definitely, I mean, it's been a very long time since I've read that series, but it definitely sticks with me. He definitely becomes, you know, tougher as he goes along, but he never really loses that goodness inside of him. He's a very good person throughout the entire series. You know, he's a teenage boy, he fucks up sometimes, but, you know, he always has good intentions. He's always a good guy who just tries to do the right thing, and he tries to help people and, you know, protect the people he loves, and so I think he's a very honorable guy. He definitely reminds me of a Tobias character, just, you know, younger version, but yeah. Number 6, Deadly Beast, a monster of a character. You know who I fucking hate? Umbridge. It's so funny because Voldemort is supposed to be, you know, the big, bad, awful character that nobody likes, and that he's, you know, the scary, awful guy. He's he who must not be named, you know. But what about Umbridge? She was literally the worst. I have never had my blood boil as much as when I was reading any scenes with Umbridge in them. Umbridge from Harry Potter, in case you didn't know what I was talking about. And if you didn't know, go read the books or watch the movies, you know, like, catch up. But yeah, she was just awful. I remember very distinctly in the 4th grade, I was reading that book, and it was during quiet reading time, and she just did something particularly awful, and before I knew what I was doing, I said out loud, "Oh, Umbridge, you stupid cow," during silent reading time. And my teacher looks up from her desk and she looks at me and she's like, "Leighton, are you okay?" And I was like, "Yep, I'm fine. I'm just emotionally distressed, but I'm fine." It was really embarrassing. But yeah, I don't think I've ever hated a character more than I hate Umbridge. Like, she just makes my blood boil. Number 7, Peaches, a book with hella symbology. Okay, so I don't have a like legitimate answer for this one, but I have a really funny anecdote, so I'm just gonna tell that to you instead right now. So in high school, we had this teacher. She was also our theater director. I love her to death. I'm friends with her on Facebook now. She's chill, she's cool, but she was forced to have us read a nonfiction novel as like some of the coursework for our English class. And so we read Into the Wild. And during that portion of time when we were reading Into the Wild, she was also teaching us about symbolism. And so while we were reading a nonfiction novel, she wanted us to be looking for symbolism. There can't be symbolism in a nonfiction novel, in a book that's about real life. There cannot be symbolism. And so that was bad enough. But then there's this girl named Emily who, I don't think she was in my class, but she was in another class, and I heard about this and it made me mad just by hearing about it. She kept trying to argue with the main character of the nonfiction novel. So not a main character, you know, the person just the nonfiction novel was about, Into the Wild. I think it was about this guy named Chris, I don't know. But she tried to argue that he was a Christ symbol. A real human being cannot be a Christ symbol. That's not how that works. I'm sorry, that's not how that works. That entire section when we were reading that book and learning about symbolism, just, ooh, I mean, it ground my gears, man. Like, I was getting salty. I was like, there's not symbolism in this novel because there can't be symbolism in this novel because it's about real life. Number 8, Brutal Battles, a book with epic fight scenes. Okay, I've been saving this one, man. I've been saving it, and it is Vampire Academy. Every single one of those fight scenes and the battles and everything just had me on edge the whole time. All of the action scenes were just so great in that series. Bloodlines, not so much. We don't talk about Bloodlines. It was an okay series, but like, we're talking straight up original Vampire Academy. Rose kicking ass and taking names. oh my god, I want to be her so bad. It hurts, like, both like in real life and also like I want to portray her, like I want to be an actress and portray her in an adaptation of some kind. Like I want it so much it hurts, and mostly it's because of how badass she is. Everything she does is awesome. And then Dimitri, you know, he just goes around killing all these evil vampires too. It's just so good. The action scenes are great. If you haven't read this series, do it. Do not let the name scare you. Vampire Academy is a gem. Number 9, Not What It Seems, a crazy plot twist. Okay, so like I was gonna list, you know, your generic YA series, Divergent series, but then I remembered One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest that I just read. It ends with, I don't even know if it's a plot twist. It's kind of a plot twist. Yeah, it's a plot twist. It ends with a plot twist and it blew my fucking mind. And so if you haven't read One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, I honestly recommend you do. It's a pretty damn good book. Like, it's fun to read. I didn't think it would be, but it was actually really enjoyable to read. So if you haven't, do it. And yeah, the ending will just explode your mind. And number 10, Self-Love. Talk about your own book or work in progress. So I actually have like 2 and like a half works in progress going on right now. I have the first book in the Caspian Chronicles, which is titled The Forbidden Prophecy, and that one is just, I'm querying it right now. It's basically set aside while I'm trying to query it. Then I have the second book in the Caspian Chronicles, which I'm like actively working on, but I've set it aside just for this month because I'm trying to write an unrelated work in progress. So those are like my 1.5, because like the first one doesn't really count as a work in progress because like I'm just trying to query it now. So the second one is like my real work in progress. And then I have the one that I'm working on this month, which is just, it's kind of more of a secret project. I can tell you more about the Caspian Chronicles than I can tell you about this project, but just know for this one I'm trying to hit 50,000 words this month in it, so. And it's going well, so. But anyway, so the Caspian Chronicles, I'll just tell you a very little bit about it. I don't really release too much information right now about my book. I definitely will the closer it gets to seeming like it will be published. You know, if I get an agent, I'll definitely feel more willing to tell you more things about it. But for now, all you need to know is there's this boy named Caspian Sky. He's had these mysterious powers since he was like 13, and he hasn't really known how to use them or what they are, where they came from, and whenever he asks his mom, she kind of, you know, brushes off the question, doesn't really like to talk about it. But then one day he ends up using his powers on somebody, and that ends up being the final straw for his mom. So she finally tells him everything, and she tells him what his powers are and where they came from, and then she sends him off to be taught by this man named Atticus Roan, who teaches this art history course over at Rosewood Academy in North Carolina. But then on the side he also teaches this small group of kids how to use their powers. He's like a private teacher, kind of. Like there's bigger magical schools out there, but he's just kind of a private teacher who teaches a very small group of people how to use their powers. So Cass is sent to him to learn how to use his powers, and then, you know, he makes friends, he makes enemies, he finds love, all that really great stuff. And if that very brief description that doesn't really give anything about the plot away at all, if that interests you at all, then make sure to subscribe and, you know, keep up with my videos and stuff, because I'll definitely be disclosing more and more as I get closer and closer to publication, and then, you know, obviously you could read it after that. So if that interests you at all, just make sure to stick around, you know, after this video is over. But anyway, there you have it. So that was the TSC tag. And now I know I'm supposed to like tag somebody, like that's how tags are supposed to work, but like the full street team has already been tagged. So I'm just gonna throw it out there. Anybody who wants to do it, go ahead and do it. You're all tagged. Tag, you're it. So now it's that time again where I pimp out the Savior's Champion to you. If you're interested in buying this book, it is available right now for pre-order in ebook and hardcover copies. I will leave the links to pre-order it in the description below. And there's also a pre-order giveaway going on, so if you pre-order the book and you can prove that you pre-ordered it, then you can enter the pre-order giveaway where you can win so many cool different prizes if your name is drawn and stuff. So if you like getting free stuff, and who doesn't, go ahead and enter that pre-order giveaway. Also, if you don't already, make sure you follow Jenna. I will be leaving her links in the description below as well. And if you're sitting there like, but Leighton, I don't even know what the Savior's Champion is about. How would I know if I wanted to pre-order it or whatever? I've made a ton of videos about the subject. I will link to some of them in the description below as well, so you can go and check them out and kind of see if it sounds like your thing or not. Also, if you check out Jenna's channel, you can definitely find videos where she tells you what the book is about, so you can go there and do it too. But anyway, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to hit the like button, subscribe button, and bell icon so that you get notified every time I upload a new video, which is every Saturday, the first and third Wednesdays of every month. And also, I am posting a video every Sunday this month dedicated to the Savior's Champion, just like this video here. There's also a playlist linked in the description if you want to check it out. Also, please make sure to follow me on all of my social medias. I have Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter, and Instagram all linked in the description below. I also have a personal blog which is also linked in the description. It is called readwritelovefiction.com, and it is where I talk about my writing journey, the good, the bad, and the ugly that comes along with writing and publishing a book. And I also do spoiler-free reviews over there, and I post the corresponding blog post to my Let's Talk About Writing videos over there. So if any of that interests you, please make sure to go over there and give it a follow as well. Also, make sure to check out my official author website, leightonjwilliams.com, which is the first place I'll be posting any updates about my series, The Caspian Chronicles, if I get an agent, a publishing deal, and or if I decide to self-publish instead. Any of that will be posted there first before I'll talk about it anywhere else. And finally, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!